What's up, y'all? SloMoBackSlap back here for another video. First video of the year, uploaded video of the year, so to speak, but kind of a somber one. And for those who are unaware, Microsoft has gone through a bit of a tough time this week. They have reportedly decided to lay off 10,000 employees, and the tech industry in general is having a rough time. But 10,000 employees, about 5% of the workforce, significant number regardless of how many actual workers are at Microsoft. And hopefully everyone that was laid off finds new work soon, that their life isn't disrupted too much, that those who have been working with visas from other countries are able to find new work before they have to go back to those countries again, and just people land on their feet in general. That said, Xbox division was also hit pretty hard, with developers for Coalition, ZeniMax, and 343 Industries hit the most. Now, as of right now, approximately 60 developers were laid off at 343 Industries, with primarily the majority of those developers being in the campaign team. And what does this mean for Halo? Well, I've been talking about this. If you follow my content, if you watch the Damage Per Second podcast that I do with my homie Gaming Forte, you know that I've been speaking on some things in regards to Halo for a while now, and that we weren't going to get DLC expanding the campaign for Halo Infinite. Said this a year ago, and what it looked like it was going to be was we were going to get a brand new game that will continue the story on further, separate from Halo Infinite, maybe not marred by the reputation that the game has got, because frankly, although it launched very well with a lot of interest and a lot of people there and playing the game, those numbers haven't been close to that level for a very long time. Now, I still play Halo Infinite, and I came back to the game after new leadership was put into place, with Pierre running the studio, with Joe Staten running the game, being the lead director on the game. But the biggest blow to all of this, which came out yesterday, was Jason Schreier reported that Joe Staten was going back to Xbox Publishing and would no longer be working at 343. Now, when Joe Staten was reported to be coming in to help 343 with Halo Infinite, I was ecstatic. I was overjoyed, because here was a guy that understood Halo. Here was a guy that was part of the narrative team that made Halo Combat Evolved. Like, he understands the Master Chief in this universe at a level that no one else at 343 could. And to see that not only is the campaign team eliminated, but that Joseph was leaving, when I know for a fact that Joseph was definitely focused on making the next campaign be quintessential Halo, not having to take content that was already created before he got there and to restructure it into a campaign, which is what he had to do with Halo Infinite, but an actual Halo campaign from start to finish that he was able to oversee. Now that's no longer happening. So where does that leave Halo today? Well, there's a lot of stuff that's up in the air. There's a lot of rumors going around. What we do know is that Halo Infinite's live service component will remain, that it will continue to go on. Season 3 launches in March. They're still intending to continue with the seasons. Essentially, Halo Infinite will turn into what we see with the Master Chief Collection, which is seasonal content, battle passes for cosmetics, that sort of thing, which is fine if you enjoy Halo Infinite's multiplayer. It is good. It is the best gunplay that 343 has been able to deliver. It is a fun time. I have Fireteam that I roll with, and we have a great time playing on a weekly basis, at least 3 times a week. But that said, Halo is more than just the multiplayer. It's the campaign, it's the story, it's the universe of Halo, to see where it goes next. And the way this campaign ended, it ended with a cliffhanger. It ended with things left unresolved with Atriox. It ended in a way where you just know there's supposed to be a next chapter to this. And it's unfortunate that we may not be getting that, at least not anytime soon. Now, there are some things that I've heard that I can speak about, and then there's some things that I've heard that I can't speak about, and I won't. But there's going to be more information coming out soon in regards to the future of 343 and the future of the Halo IP. A lot of it is up in the air, and I haven't really been able to get anything concrete one way or another on what will be happening. But the forced layoffs really have changed plans for 343 I know that for certain. I know that 343 will not be developing any kind of campaign content for Halo in the near future, which means if literally nothing is being developed and worked on, we are likely to not see anything from a Halo campaign for a long period of time. Think about that for a moment. If 343 isn't making a Halo campaign, there's a possibility, and these are rumors that are going around, that another developer, potentially one within the Xbox umbrella of first-party studios, or potentially someone on the outside. I tend to lean towards, and this is just my speculation, that it would be someone within Xbox first-party studios, and likely somebody within the ZeniMax umbrella of that. But regardless, if any other studio were to take on that task, it would take them even longer than 343 to deliver on a campaign. They don't understand the gameplay, the game design. They have to adapt their game engine and tools to what is needed to make a Halo game. There's so much that has to be done, and there's a lot of catching up that needs to be done for a brand new developer to do that. Now, some may say this is exactly what I wanted, and some may feel like, meh, they don't really care either way. But regardless, that's years and years and years out from us even seeing anything substantial. Not getting the game, but even getting a trailer or announcement or something. So we're looking at not getting any real additional Halo content for years. The Battle Royale, I've heard some things that might not end up ever really coming out. Look, if the Battle Royale isn't announced at E3 this June, you may want to just no longer hang your hat on that potentially coming. So as a Halo fan, I'm very disappointed with the way everything about Halo Infinite and 343's performance in this has turned out. I feel for the developers of 343. I understand their anger of the former developers, some of which who have spoken out publicly and seem to no longer care about potential backlashes or being blackballed by certain companies for speaking out the way they have. But the overall consensus of what I've seen from what former 343 developers, as well as people in the know with those developers, have been saying, is that this was a failure of leadership, a failure of Xbox leadership, but most importantly, a failure of 343 leadership. The people at 343 who caused this to happen, who stifled creativity, who didn't listen to reason, and then when the going got tough, they got going. Those people are no longer here to reap what they sowed. But here's hoping that we get a little light at the end of the tunnel, and when it comes to Halo. And as a Halo fan, here's hoping that at some point we get a Halo game, a complete Halo game, not just a great multiplayer with a ho-hum campaign or a awesome campaign with trash multiplayer, but a complete Halo game, a complete Halo experience at launch, and something that we deserve. And if that ends up being something that is being delivered by a completely different developer, then so be it. If that's what it takes to get a good Halo game, so be it. But I do want to say, before I get done, that as a Halo fan, I need some of us other Halo fans to start dealing in reality. And the reality of this situation is that the Halo of old, regardless of how it was received, and not all the Halos were received initially super well, but 10-15 years ago, we couldn't imagine that a Halo game would have this kind of reception and this few people actually playing. We need to look at the reality that Halo is no longer the premier IP that it once was. I think Microsoft and the Xbox leadership now see that, and I think they will adapt how they support Halo going forward with that knowledge. And I think that the rest of us need to get on the same page as that, and that it probably won't be as much of a priority as it once was, especially when you have so many new developers and so many new IP that Microsoft now has under their umbrella, with the possibility of adding Activision Blizzard King to that with Call of Duty. Yeah, Halo's no longer as essential as it once was, and then also no longer as relevant. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But you guys let me know what you guys think about this. What you think about the layoffs, what you think about 343 and Halo's future. Let me know in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys watching the video. If you haven't subbed to the channel, if you liked the video, give it a like, give me a sub. I appreciate that too. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.